Hello Aries, welcome to March, and happy birthday to those of you who have a solar return coming up. Of course, you're welcome to watch this video if you have a moon or especially Aries rising. I am really excited to get into this month's video because the astrology of March is perhaps the most significant of the entire year. This is a very important month. We have Saturn and Pluto moving into new signs. We have a beautiful conjunction with Venus and Jupiter, which is really blessing you. That's actually happening in your sign. And so you might have a very big lucky break. And it's starting off this very dynamic and interesting month. There are many layers to what is going on, so we're going to have to really break this down piece by piece for you. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. Now, March is such a pivotal month. I'm actually offering 20% off all of my services if you use the code PIVOTAL on my website. You can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, as well as links for the astrology blog and all of my other social media accounts. All right, Aries, as I am shuffling, I'm just going to kind of peek at the astrology and talk a little bit more about this. I did mention in the intro that we have Venus and Jupiter coming together in your sign. Now, this is so beautiful because Venus and Jupiter are both considered benefics, or they give us blessings. They are easy energies, and when they come together, there's this amplification. Venus brings beauty, it brings luck, it brings abundance, it brings love, I should say. Jupiter brings luck and expansion and wisdom. And so both of these energies fusing together in your sign, it's really making you very magnetic. And honestly, you are in a very dreamy period right now, especially at the beginning of March. We are in Pisces season. We also have Mercury entering into Pisces during this time as well. And so you're very intuitive, you're very dreamy, but it does feel like you are taking actions towards your dreams. Like, that's something that's really important here with the Chariot. And it's like, I feel like there's a lot about March, and maybe even with your birthday, where you've been thinking about all the things you've wanted to do with your life and just haven't done or haven't gotten to or haven't finished. And I feel like with the Chariot, you are finding this newfound sense of willpower and direction to move forward. And it feels really exciting to me. Ooh, interesting. We do have the Three of Swords with the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups all coming out together. Kind of interesting dynamic. I do feel like a lot of you have been in sort of an energy of heartbreak, or you've been mending your heart from something, or slowly extracting something from your roots. Really looking at this imagery here quite closely. But you are very intuitive, again, with the Queen of Cups. And maybe someone is helping you work through some sort of emotion or unprocessed issue, especially regarding stability. I feel like someone is just holding on to a lot of emotion. And if this isn't you, Aries, it might be a water sign. We actually do have very strong Cancer energy on the table with the Chariot and the Queen of Cups. So there might be a Cancer or maybe a Pisces or Scorpio in your life who is really holding on to a lot of emotions. But I feel like for you, Aries, you are working on healing some things, on resolving things. So maybe there is even some compatibility there, or incompatibility, I mean, where one person is trying to move forward, but another person is still holding on to the past or doesn't want to be vulnerable. So that's really interesting. But I feel like you want to heal, you want to move forward, you want to follow your intuition, you want to follow your heart again. And I feel like if you have felt stuck in your life, Aries, if you have felt like there's all of these things you haven't done, I feel like something happened where you felt like your heart was broken and you were kind of just barely living, right? You were sort of going through the motions. And those of you who resonate with this message, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel it. And it's almost like you haven't necessarily been willing to live with your full heart because of this heartache. But I feel like for this next chapter, Aries, you're going to need to follow your heart. That is what will lead you to victory. That is what will lead you to achieving what it is you want to achieve. And some sort of recognition. I do feel like with the Six of Wands, you could really be receiving a lot of attention with the Six of Wands. I mean, with Venus and Jupiter. And it's almost like with all of this really exciting energy around you, Aries, for some of you, I feel like you're achieving something or you're moving forward in a really exciting direction. And I almost feel like someone from the past is jealous with the Four of Cups and Eight of Cups. And even if there isn't attention on you, even if you're not really on social media or getting a lot of attention, people just know. People really do sense it. Like when you're about to move on or move forward, people have a sixth sense for that. We have these sort of attachments. We have these connections with people, maybe even cords in this case. Because I almost get the sense someone or multiple people could be reaching out to you that you've honestly moved on from, Aries. That's really what I'm getting from this. And healing for you, I don't think it's about reconciling with old people or healing old relationships. But if that does come up for you this month, Aries, it almost feels like what is it that needs to heal? And I think specifically, like, what could be happening is, like, this could actually be, like, a friend or a group of people as well, reaching out to you. Or you're just thinking about it a lot. I kind of feel like someone did you dirty, or a group of people did you dirty. And that's why it's been hard to trust your heart again. Page of Cups, trust the heart. That's very, very straightforward. Yeah, there could be someone making some sort of offer to you, reaching out to you romantically or having a special interest in you. But I really feel like, Aries, you also need to follow your heart. You need to follow your intuition. Even if you don't feel like you can really make heads or tails of it with the Seven of Cups, this month is really confusing. I'm going to give you that. We have a lot of stuff in Pisces that is making things kind of confusing. We have Neptune, Mercury, the Sun, and all of this is actually squaring off with your ruling planet Mars. And I think that might be why there's a lot of communication this month. There's a lot of communication, and it's like people's motives might not be super clear. Or their energy might not be pure. I'm just getting that vibe. So really trust your discernment and intuition when it comes to connecting with people again. And I mean, there's a lot of forward-moving energy this month, Aries, because Mars has actually been kind of stuck in Gemini for the past 7 months. It first went into Gemini at the end of August. It went retrograde, and it's just taken an unusually long transit through Gemini, and it's now moving very quickly. And it's funny how I mentioned Cancer energy at the beginning of this reading with the Chariot, because Mars is going to be going into Cancer on the 25th, and it's going to be there very shortly. It's moving very fast. It's picking up some speed. And so there might be this focus on family and home, but I think that'll be pretty brief, to be honest. And like, it feels like that's when people's intentions become clearer to me. Let's get more clarity on love. What is happening for love for Aries? Show us clearly, please. Wow. We have Death, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you are letting go of old patterns, old cycles, and you're setting intentions, you're planting seeds for something new. For those of you who are in relationships, this doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship is ending. There could be something ending for you or your partner, but that's actually causing you to make a commitment. And this is a general message, so you kind of have to use your own discernment to figure out what is for you. But I definitely feel like something is being released with the Death card. And maybe you are releasing relationships. Maybe you are releasing things from the past. Maybe you're even burying something. I'm getting that as a visual pretty strongly, actually. Maybe some of you are doing some sort of ritualized burial. And I even get this like around the full moon in Virgo. There is something you are releasing, maybe someone. And honestly, like, this kind of makes sense because the energy is very focused on you, especially as we get more and more into March. We do actually have a new moon in Aries, and this is a really beautiful time to commit to yourself, to set intentions for yourself, to manifest for you. Because it's funny, like, very often when we are manifesting, we'll do it for attention, whether that's in our career or with a relationship. But this is very much about, what do I want? This is the intention setting. This is the seed that you should be planting this month, Aries. And it feels like with Saturn going into the 12th house, into Pisces for you, there is a lot of releasing, there is a lot of shedding, there is a lot of having faith in kind of surrendering and moving forward while letting go of control. What else do we have for Aries? What else? Seven of Wands. Yeah, I do feel like there's just a lot of attention at you, and honestly, it's not all great. I feel like there is some really great attention, but then it's like making other people jealous, or like your success is drawing all sorts of attention. I'm kind of getting that, or this shift in your energy. Like, you are drawing a lot of different energies towards you. And again, you are very magnetic. It's your success. Yep, this King of Pentacles. Like, you are either receiving some sort of recognition, especially for your hard work with the full moon in Virgo on the 7th. Or something is shifting in your life where you are about to be very, very successful. And it's almost like there's this vampiric energy around this, where you are feeling like you need to defend yourself. But honestly, the best defense is just letting your light shine. Not dulling yourself. I feel like people want your money or your success. Like, people are drawn to that. Maybe they're drawn to you for the wrong reason. And maybe that's why there's certain relationships you just need to let go of or walk away from. This could be past relationships. Could be new people too, but I do get this, like, there's a lot of stuff from your past that's been in review. And I think especially as we are in Pisces season for the first part of March, I always think of that season before a sign as being a very reflective time, a very reflective period. So you're kind of taking stock, you're taking inventory of things. And as you are stepping into a new cycle, it's like, look at all these people coming back now, or look at all this attention that I'm getting now. Where were you then? But I do feel like you will be successful. You will be very happy with the Nine of Cups. And that's what I mean. Like, it's so much about your happiness. And what you want, what you hope to achieve and desire here with these trophies. I'm going to pull an animal card for you as well, Aries. What do we have for Aries? What is the animal wisdom for Aries? What is the energy to embody? Show us clearly, please. What is the energy to embody? That's a bit much. Let's clarify that a little more. Okay. A lot of things coming forward. Again, it feels like there's a lot of energy moving towards you. Tell you what, let's just pull this. What is the energy for Aries to embody? I actually do feel like there might be two. I knew this was a big one. Dragon. Yeah, you're coming into your sense of worth, your sense of power. Dragon represents the third chakra, or the Manipura. You are finding this inner fire. You are reconnecting with this and your willpower. Willpower feels really, really important and key to me as well. You are really stepping into a very powerful chapter of your life. And you are rising above. You are taking flight with this dragon card. And for those of you where this feels very distant, I really want you to work on the third chakra, whether that's with gemstones or with certain tones or frequencies. There's so many different ways to work with the chakras and to stimulate those. So you can just kind of look online, honestly. But I really feel that fire. What else do we have for Aries? What does Aries need to embody? What does Aries need to embody in the month of March? I feel like this dragon card is kind of a longer term energy or bigger energy. What do we need to embody this month? Butterfly, transformation, shedding the old, maybe even letting go of an old identity and becoming something new, especially in your season. You are hatching after being in kind of a withdrawn period. Oftentimes, when the butterfly comes out, there is a change in a relationship or a change in a matter of the heart. And it's important to be delicate with yourself in this transformation. And it's like, it's a very interesting contrast with dragon and the butterfly. Because there is a lot of power, but it's also very gentle. You aren't breathing fire down on people. you actually know how powerful your words are. And you yourself are going through a very delicate transition, a very delicate transformation. But at the same time, there's a lot of willpower. It's not like you are weak or fragile. It feels like you are going through a sacred transition. And what's actually coming to mind, also looking at this death card, I have a friend who is indigenous, and they have gone through a lot of loss, and they've been reconnecting with their roots. And something they shared with me in their tribe is when someone is going through grief or loss, that person is considered sacred and to be treated as sacred for the following year, especially. And it feels like you are going through this transition, you are going through this transformation, and the people who do not treat you as sacred, Aries, are falling away from your life. I'm just going to be honest. And I know there's like, I feel like on the internet, there's kind of this toxic culture of like, cut this person out, cut that person out, where it's like, you kind of end up an island if you follow that advice. But I don't think you're cutting anyone out. I really just think like you are in such a genuine and aligned place right now where it's like, yeah, things might be falling away. I keep seeing these ashes falling away. But that's opening your heart, because being vulnerable is risking the possibility of rejection, risking the possibility that people might not want to be with your emotions. But I feel like this energy is very profound for you. What are we doing on time? I think I'm going to pull one more card. I'm going to pull a moon card for you. Any final messages for Aries? Show us clearly, please. Interesting. So we have the new moon in Libra. And it says a new romantic cycle begins. And honestly, I think this begins with self-love. And it feels like there's kind of this full circle thing that's happening. I feel like October 14th, when we have the new moon in Libra, this is actually an eclipse, which is why I know it off the top of my head. There is something that is beginning for you then. Something very, very powerful. Maybe a new relationship. And you know, even with this saying a new romantic cycle begins, this doesn't even just have to be romantic. I feel like you are just relating people on a more heart-to-heart level. And that feels like the real message here. That feels like the real advice for you. Relating on a heart-to-heart level. And those are all the messages I have for you this month, Aries. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what was resonating, because again, I feel like I touched on a lot of things, and I'm always curious to hear how this lands for you, how this connects, and maybe the things I was kind of fumbling with. I love to hear those gaps get filled in. And of course, you can find all of my links in the description box down below for distance readings, or for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions. Thank you so much for bearing with my stumbling. I don't know why the words are coming out so choppily today. I'm sending all my love your way, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, Aries.